How you doing, everybody? My name is Dr. Sami Baya. Please welcome back to my YouTube channel, Storytime, the most dangerous witches in Africa. A story of power and fear. That's the title of this video. In the heart of the African continent, where the vast savannas stretch endlessly and ancient forests conceal untold secrets, there are whispered tales of witches and their immense power. These stories have been passed down through generations, stirring fear and awe in the hearts of those who dare to listen. Some say these witches wield magic so potent that they can control the elements, summon spirits, and even transform into animals. But of all the witches in Africa, it is the most dangerous ones that have earned a place in both legend and terrifying reality. Witchcraft in Africa is not just a superstition. It is deeply rooted in tradition and belief systems that date back centuries. In many African cultures, witches are not only feared, but also respected for their supposed connection to the supernatural world. These witches are believed to possess the ability to influence events, whether good or bad, with the power to control lives and destinies. Let's talk about the night of the full moon. It is said that the most dangerous witches in Africa gather under the full moon, their powers amplified by its glow. The night is thick with a sense of dread as they perform rituals meant to summon the spirits of the ancestors. This is when their powers are at their peak and their magic can have devastating effects on anyone who crosses their path. Let's look at shape-shifting witches of Zimbabwe. One of the most feared witches in Zimbabwe is the shapeshifter, a witch who can transform into any creature, from a lion to a bird. These witches are believed to be able to take on the form of animals in order to travel unseen and strike at their victims. They are often blamed for cattle deaths and mysterious illnesses, as their animal forms can cause harm to both humans and livestock. Now, let's look at the evil eye of the Ugandan witch. In Uganda, it is said that some witches possess the evil eye, a dangerous ability to curse someone just by looking at them. The curse is believed to bring about misfortune, illness, or even death. Victims of the evil eye often experience unexplained suffering, their lives turning into a series of misfortunes that seem impossible to escape. Let's look at the witch doctors of South Africa. In South Africa, the line between witchcraft and healing is often blurred. While many traditional healers, or sangomas, are respected for their ability to communicate with the ancestors and cure ailments, there are also those who use their powers for darker purposes. These witch doctors, known for their knowledge of potions and spells, are sometimes hired by people seeking revenge or to bring harm to others. Their dark magic is feared throughout the region. Now, let's look at the secret society of witches in Nigeria. In Nigeria, there are rumors of secret societies made up of witches who wield powerful magic. These societies are said to be hidden deep within the forests, away from prying eyes. They practice rituals that can bring about both prosperity and destruction. It is believed that once you enter their world, there is no way to escape, and those who do often find themselves under the control of the witches, unable to break free. Let's look at the power of the Nigerian Babalawos. The Nigerian Babalawos. In the Yoruba culture of Nigeria, the Babalawos are powerful spiritual leaders who can either cure or curse with the use of their supernatural abilities. While some are benevolent, helping people with their magical knowledge, others are feared for their capacity to cast devastating spells. These witchcraft practitioners can manipulate the forces of nature, and their curses are said to be unbreakable once cast. Then let's look at the wicked sorcerers of Ghana. The wicked sorceresses of Ghana. Ghana is home to many powerful witches, but it is the women known as sorceresses who are the most feared. These women are believed to have the ability to summon dark forces, turning people into animals or causing them to disappear without a trace. They are said to be able to control the minds of men, making them act against their will. Many believe that a sorceress can even curse a family for generations, ensuring that they suffer misfortune for years to come. Let's look at the voodoo witches of Benin. Benin, often considered the birthplace of Voodoo, is a land where witchcraft and spiritualism are an integral part of the culture. The witches in Benin are known to possess the power to communicate with spirits and ancestors, and they are often called upon for protection or revenge. However, it is also said that some witches use their powers to manipulate the spiritual world for their own gain, causing widespread suffering. Let's look at the witch hunts of Tanzania. In Tanzania, witch hunts are still common, especially in rural areas. It is believed that witches, especially elderly women, are responsible for causing death and disease. The accusations can arise from jealousy, fear, or superstition, and the victims of these witch hunts are often tortured or killed by the community in an effort to rid the village of the evil believed to be lurking within them. Let's look at the witch doctors of Madagascar. Madagascar is home to some of the most feared witch doctors in Africa. These practitioners of the dark arts are said to possess knowledge of ancient rituals that can control both life and death. They are often consulted by those seeking to bring misfortune to their enemies or to achieve personal gain. The witch doctors' powers are believed to extend beyond the earthly realm, allowing them to communicate with spirits and even control the weather. Let's look at the dark magic of the Mombasa witches. In Kenya's coastal region, particularly around Mombasa, witchcraft is a serious part of the culture. The witches in this area are believed to have the ability to control the winds and seas, using their magic to summon storms or calm the waters. They are often associated with the ancient Swahili culture and are believed to possess the power to curse entire villages, causing crops to fail and families to fall apart. Let's look at the blood-packed witches of the Congo. In the heart of the Congo, there are stories of witches who form blood pacts with spirits in exchange for power. These witches are said to perform gruesome rituals, sacrificing animals or even humans to gain favor with dark forces. Once the pact is made, the witch is bound to the spirit, gaining access to extraordinary magical abilities, but at the cost of their soul. Let's look at the Maasai, the healing magic of the Maasai. The Maasai people of Kenya and Tanzania are known for their warrior culture, but they also have a deep connection to the spiritual world. Their elders, called Laibons, are revered for their healing abilities, but some are also feared for their ability to curse. The Maasai believe that these spiritual leaders can control both life and death, using their powers to protect their people or bring harm to those who threaten their land. In Liberia, there are stories of witches who operate in the shadows, using their powers to remain unseen by the ordinary people. These witches are believed to have the ability to enter people's dreams and manipulate their thoughts. They are often blamed for causing unexplained illnesses, death, and misfortune, with victims reporting strange dreams and voices calling to them in the night. The Juju witches of West Africa. Juju is a form of witchcraft practiced in many parts of West Africa. The practitioners of this ancient magic are known as Juju men or Juju women. They are feared for their ability to cast powerful spells, particularly those that involve charms and amulets. These magical objects are believed to possess great power, and many people consult Juju witches for protection. But those who misuse their power can cause untold destruction. Let's look at the witches of the African rainforest. Deep in the African rainforest, it is believed that witches use the dense foliage to conceal their activities. They are said to be able to summon the spirits of nature, manipulating the elements to create chaos. Some believe that these witches can even control the animals of the forest, using them as messengers or agents of destruction. In the vast, barren Sahara Desert, stories abound of witches who can conjure fierce sandstorms to punish their enemies. These witches are believed to be able to control the desert winds and sand, sending them to engulf anyone who stands in their way. Their powers are feared by the nomadic tribes that traverse the harsh terrain, as the desert can be a deadly place when the winds turn against you. Let's look at the legend of the Zulu witch queen. In South Africa, the legend of the Zulu witch queen has been passed down through generations. This powerful witch is said to have lived hundreds of years ago, ruling with an iron fist. She was feared for her ability to curse entire villages and control the weather. It is believed that she made a pact with dark spirits, and her death only deepened her legend as a figure of both fear and respect. Let's look at the modern day witches of Africa. Today, witchcraft continues to thrive in many parts of Africa. While some witches still practice their magic in secret, others have come into the open, offering their services for a price, whether it's to gain wealth, revenge, or protection. These modern witches continue to wield immense power, and their influence is felt far beyond the borders of their villages. The witches of Africa, with their powers and mysteries, remain a force to be reckoned with. From the dark forests to the sun-drenched savannas, they hold sway over the land and the people. Their magic an enduring force of fear and fascination. Thank you for watching this video about my story about the most dangerous witches in Africa. Thank you. Please like this video if you found it interesting. Don't forget to comment. You can also share the video widely to all those who may need it. Knowledge is power, information is power, and learning is a superpower. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so. Thank you.